I'm back. Hello, my name is Dana. I am a certified health coach, a certified personal trainer, and a licensed cosmetologist. I absolutely love looking into cleaner cosmetics, and I wanted to make sure to educate myself on the products that I use and or I'm interested in using, and I wanted to share my findings with everyone else because I'm a huge fan of education and educating people and making sure that people have the information they need in order to make the decision that they need. It's been a while, not quite a year, but it's been a while since I've uploaded. There have been just tons of things in my life, and it surrounds my children. So I was just wanting to make another video. So here I am. If you'll notice, this is going to be a different format. It was really hard for me to not have the ability to see. I couldn't wear my glasses as I was doing my makeup, or sometimes I would put my glasses to do my makeup and try to get the script that I wrote, and memorization skills are not the best. So here I am deciding to just give you a rundown first of the ingredient, the highlighted ingredient for the day, as well as any information I have. And then at the end of this video, the speaking video, I will have a video of me actually doing my makeup and letting you see how the highlighted product that I have today looks. Today's product is Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade called Breezy. I have a link in the description of today's highlighted product, as well as all of the information that I gathered for this particular ingredient. The ingredient for today is sunflower seed oil. Now remember, even though I'm a health coach, I'm not talking about the dietary effects of the products or the ingredients. I know the whole seed oil thing is a thing now, so I'm not going to go into ingesting sunflower seed oil, but I am going to talk about it in the form of cosmetics. So you'll see how it connects soon. The official name of sunflower seed or sunflowers is Helianthus annuus. It originates from the southwest of the United States. The history of it goes back to possibly 3000 BC, and some think that it may have actually been domesticated and grown before corn. So now I know corn is a major crop that was grown in ancient times, but it was really interesting to find that sunflowers probably predates that, at least the growing of it by humans. The purpose of sunflower seed oil or sunflower seeds has been used in food, obviously, textiles, beauty, ornamental purposes, because come on, it's a beautiful flower, especially all the different species, the colors that they have. They're just gorgeous. It's also been used for medicine and religious use by the Native Americans. The EWG rating is rated very, very low with a score of 1, which is good in the subjects of cancer, allergies and immunotoxicity, development and ingredient toxicity, and use restrictions. The EWG does not have it on the restricted or unacceptable lists, which shows that's really good. So again, the EWG is the Environmental Working Group. You can look on there if you have any questions regarding the ingredients of the cosmetics that you have. It doesn't unfortunately list every single cosmetic out there. It's because there's a lot of cosmetic companies that are burgeoning, or I don't know how often the EWG updates their website. But if you want to look up particular ingredients, which is one of the things I use, at least to look up for safety and any possible toxicity or toxic ramifications it might have. So you can always use that. It is a pretty hardy plant to grow, at least in your garden. It's easier to control. It's heat tolerant and it loves the sun. That's why you get sunflower name, right? And in farms, when they're growing the actual plant for commercial use, they do have pests. So I'm not going to go too much into the kinds of pests or the pest control. I did link will link a website that I did use for this information in regards to the type of pests that it might have. So you might want to keep a lookout for that. Believe it or not, they don't all give edible seeds. There are the ornamental kind and there are the edible kind. Well, the ones that give edible seeds. So if you're going to grow them in your own garden, you want to make sure that you're getting the ones that you want. So if you want to grow them just for the beauty of them, then you might not want to get the edible kind, and vice versa. Obviously, you're not going to get edible seeds if it's just an ornamental plant. They do great in the sun. So if you live in a very sunny region, you will grow these with no problem. They're called heliotropic, which means they love the sun and they gravitate towards the sun. So if you've ever noticed this, if you've grown them, they'll face the sun. So in the morning, they shrink down. Overnight, they shrink down. And then when the sun comes up, they rise. Their face comes up and faces the sun, and they will actually move with the sun. So I've seen it in person, and it's amazing. They're so beautiful. They have been traditionally used again to make breads, cakes, snacks, cooking oil, medicine, oil for the hair. It's a good moisturizer, and textiles, like the dye for the textiles, as well as religious purposes. They are used in cosmetics, for in makeup, and I'll talk about that today. Hair care, skin care, and sun products. It's used as an emollient, which lubricates your skin, as well as something called an occlusive, which is a barrier to the skin. The barrier protects it from water loss, so which is, again, a good moisturizer. Botanicals have been used in cosmetics for thousands of years, and chemistry has taken over in a lot of the products that we use. So if you want to stick to something that's more plant-based in your cosmetics, keep an eye out on the ingredients list as always. Sunflower seed oil has been shown to help with inflammation of the skin, and it helps protect the skin barrier. And it's also good for, believe it or not, hair loss in pre- and postmenopausal women. So if you're about my age, that's going to be a concern, right? Speaking of concerns, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not going to talk about the controversies surrounding the consumption of seed oils. I guess one day I'll start another channel about that. But for now, I'm just talking about what it does or has been shown to do in the skin or on the skin. Cosmetics-wise, it's a fairly safe ingredient. One of the main concerns is allergic reaction, especially if it's something, if you're allergic to consuming, eating sunflower seeds. You might want to really be careful when it comes to putting it on your skin. Another thing is that if you're allergic to vitamin E, again, you might want to take precaution in using anything that contains sunflower seed oil. You can either do a patch test or you can just play it on the super safe side and avoid it altogether. So, big question as always, should you use it? Again, like I just said, if you're allergic to sunflower seeds or anything having to do with sunflower oils, you might want to skip it or do a patch test. It's completely up to you. For me, I am a huge fan after learning about it. I love that it helps protect the skin. Back in my younger days, I had really oily skin. So the thought of adding oil to my skin back then was like taboo. Like I never did that. I would always use things that were for acne prone skin or oily skin so that it would sop up the oil. But now, 20 plus years later, I find that my skin is complete opposite. I'm actually kind of more normal or combination depending on the season, the time of year. Especially living where I live now, it's super dry. I mean, my hands are I have to constantly lotion them. So it excites me to realize that there are products that are out there that can help me protect my skin barrier and moisturize my skin at the same time.
Here I use my contouring stick just to apply a contour in certain areas that I want to put a shadow on, meaning that I don't want it to stand out. I want it to kind of sink back, give more definition or contour, and these tend to be the places where I put them because my face is round. And this is my blending brush. I use this particular blending brush to blend out the areas of the contour so it's not so pronounced. And here is my highlighter. I use the highlighter in areas that I want to bring forward, meaning I don't want them to sink in along with the contour. I want them to stand out a bit more. And I'm just checking to make sure everything was in. Then I start blending with my fingers. I like to use my fingers to blend the highlight areas because I have more control and I just want to kind of spread it just into my skin, like sink it into my skin before I use it. And here is my cream blush. You'll notice I apply it slightly above diagonally from my contour. Using a blush brush, I blend in my blush so that it looks naturally along with my contour. And here is today's featured product. I'm using this powder in place of regular liquid foundation. You noticed I want to place the powder over the cream product. Never put your cream products over your powder. It will not go good. Again, I'm just making sure I blend everything perfectly. And here I get to use one of my favorite palettes. And the color I just showed you is actually a bronzer, but I'm using it or a contour. I'm using it as a contour for my eyes. Instead of contouring them or using regular eyeshadow, I'm using this contour in place. Give it a more natural look. I'm using this as a highlight to highlight my brow bone. I'm not only placing it on my brow bone, but just all over my lid. Also make sure that you're blending it in with the contour part so it looks more cohesive. Here I'm grabbing more of that contour just to line just below my eyelids, give it kind of a smoky look. And now I'm doing my eyebrows. Here I'm using a gel that's really thick and it helps to hold my brow in place. Here I'm using an eyebrow mascara. It's specifically made for brows. You'll notice the spoolie is shorter than a regular mascara brush, and that's just for better control. And now I am brushing my eyebrows in place. Now I have my white highlighter pen or eyeliner, and I'm skating the bottom of my lash, my waterline. And I dance. Here's my brown 100% pure eyeliner. I'm using just on the outer third of my eyelid. I don't fully line around my eyes because that will make them look smaller. And here you'll notice I'm showing you that I just do the outer third of my low lash line on both sides. I do both sides of my makeup, I just show you one side. Time to curl my lashes. Always make sure you check the rubber stopper on them before each use. I gently press it down, maybe about 3-4 times before I put on my mascara. Here you'll notice I place the mascara back and forth before I do it up and out, just so I get extra product on my lashes. Yes, I do that weird mouth thing when I do the bottom lashes. Do I look even? Yeah, whatever. Here I grab my favorite palette again so I could get in the contour one more time, just to get more of like a polished effect so that you can see the contour a little better, but as well you'll notice that I will polish it out again. Here I grabbed my blush brush and my palette so that I can go in with some powder blush, just to add a little bit more to my cheekbones and make it more of an even look. Blend in that contour as well. Once again, you'll see that I go in and add just a little bit to the highlights that I placed so it gives a brighter look. And my fluffy brush blends so perfectly. I love this brush. And of course, no look would be complete without a lip color. I used more of a natural lip color here and a lip liner to match. I think I said in one of my previous videos I like to use a very slightly darker shade of lip liner than my lipstick so that I can kind of contour my lips as well. And I am all done. Just shake out my hair a little bit and that is the look. What do you think?
Anyway, thank you for watching my video. Again, I hope you found the information really helpful, and I hope that you are able to put some of the tips that I put in the cosmetics video to good use. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@delozanocoaching.com and or comment on this video and ask any questions you might have. Thank you so much for your patience and coming back here to watch my video. It's always great to have you here. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and this was fun as always, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye.